The first morning of my adventure began with the hum of the airport, a symphony of rolling suitcases and hurried footsteps. The excitement that had been bubbling inside me for months finally erupted into reality. My heart raced as I clutched my passport, imagining all the places I would see, the people I would meet, and the experiences that awaited me. Stepping onto the plane, I gazed out of the window as the city below shrank into a patchwork of streets and rooftops. Every mile taken toward the unknown felt like shedding an old skin, leaving behind comfort and certainty for curiosity and wonder. Landing in my first foreign city, the smells and sounds were immediately overwhelming. Street vendors shouting in unfamiliar languages, the scent of spices I couldn't name, and the constant rhythm of life moving faster than I had imagined. I felt both small and infinite, a tiny thread woven into the massive tapestry of the world. By evening, I wandered through narrow streets lined with brightly lit cafes and local shops, each corner offering a story waiting to be discovered. The first taste of local food, a simple dish with flavors dancing across my tongue, reminded me why I had chosen this path: to experience life fully, to immerse myself in cultures that were once only words on a map. As I rested that night in a small guest house, I realized that this journey was not just about seeing the world. It was about learning how to feel it, to breathe it, to let it change me in ways I could not yet imagine. Tomorrow, the adventure would truly begin. The morning sun poured through the narrow windows of my guest house, illuminating cobblestone streets that seemed older than time itself. Today, I decided to explore the cultural heart of the city, a labyrinth of temples, markets, and alleyways buzzing with energy. Every step felt like walking through a living history book, where each building and street corner whispered secrets of generations past. I wandered into a bustling market, the air thick with the aroma of roasted coffee beans, fresh bread, and exotic spices. Merchants greeted me warmly, their smiles universal, bridging the language I did not yet speak. I sampled a sweet pastry, and the vendor proudly explained its story, weaving tales of family traditions that had endured centuries. Later, I visited a local temple, marveling at intricate carvings that depicted ancient myths. A soft chant echoed through the hall, inviting me to pause, breathe, and reflect. In that moment, I realized that travel was not merely about seeing sights but about connecting, truly connecting, with the heartbeat of a place. Evening brought a festival of lights in the central square, where locals danced and children played under lanterns that floated into the sky. I joined in, my laughter mingling with theirs, realizing that culture is not something observed. It is something lived, shared, and felt. By the time I returned to my guest house, my notebook was filled with sketches, stories, and names I would never forget. After several days in the city, I sought the calm of nature, heading toward the mountains that loomed on the horizon. The journey was long, winding through forests and small villages where life seemed slower but richer in its simplicity. Every turn revealed a new landscape: terraced fields shimmering in the sun, rivers that sparkled like liquid crystal, and peaks that pierced the clouds with silent grandeur. I hiked alone, letting my thoughts wander as freely as my legs. The climb was exhausting, but with each step, I felt a sense of liberation, a shedding of the ordinary, a celebration of being alive. At the summit, I gazed over valleys that stretched endlessly, their beauty almost too immense to comprehend. The wind carried whispers of 1,000 untold stories, and I listened, humbled by the quiet majesty of the world. That night, in a small mountain lodge, I shared a meal with travelers from different corners of the globe. We swapped stories of cities, forests, and oceans we had seen, realizing that though our journeys were separate, the passion for discovery united us. Lying under a sky blanketed with stars, I felt the profound truth of travel. It is not the places alone that shape us, but the people we meet and the moments we share along the way. The next leg of my journey took me to coastal towns and remote islands, where the rhythm of life was dictated by tides and the sun. Here, I discovered that the world's beauty is often found in its people: the fishermen who greeted me with sun-weathered smiles, children who ran barefoot along sandy streets, and artisans who poured their hearts into every craft. I spent days learning simple tasks from locals, from rowing a boat at dawn to preparing traditional dishes. Their patience and generosity reminded me that traveling is not just about sightseeing. It is about humility, openness, and shared humanity. Each interaction left a lasting imprint, teaching me lessons no guidebook ever could. One afternoon, I joined a village festival where music and dance bridged generations. I laughed, stumbled over steps, and was embraced as part of the celebration, realizing that the essence of travel is not being a visitor, but becoming a part of the story, even if only for a fleeting moment. By sunset, I walked along the shoreline, reflecting on the countless faces that had welcomed me. I understood that the world is not only vast in geography, but in spirit, and the people we meet shape our journey as much as the landscapes we traverse. As my adventure drew to a close, I returned home carrying more than souvenirs. I carried memories, lessons, and a sense of wonder that no plane ticket could ever capture. The streets I had wandered, the mountains I had climbed, and the smiles I had shared had left their mark, subtly transforming the way I saw the world and myself. I realized that travel is a mirror, reflecting our fears, joys, and curiosities. It teaches patience in chaos, gratitude in simplicity, and courage in the face of the unknown. Every departure is a chance to rediscover life, and every arrival a reminder of how far we've grown. Sitting by my window, watching the city I had left behind continue its rhythm, I smiled. The globe is vast, but its stories are intimate, waiting for those willing to step beyond comfort and truly explore. Adventures across the globe had ended in one sense, but in another, it had just begun, because the world is infinite, and so is the curiosity within us.